Hello everybody, what is up? Welcome back. I hope you guys have been doing well and taking care of yourselves, staying safe. As you guys can tell by today's title, we are going to be doing a pick a card reading on your next first date. I don't know about you guys, but I really feel like I need to invoke more like fun and lighthearted energy. I've personally been very stressed about, the state of the world, so I wanted to do a reading that just took us away from that for a little bit. So I hope you guys are excited. Before I introduce you to the piles, you guys, I'm actually doing something a little bit different with today's reading. There is one of these piles or one of these cards that is not going to lead you to a reading. It's essentially going to direct you out of the reading. I've always found it very interesting that, right, you click onto the video and you're like, oh, I'm going to watch a tarot reading or I'm going to watch a pick a card reading, but maybe that message isn't for you. So I essentially have a pile here that represents if you pick this pile, this reading is not for you, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm excited. With that, we have group 1 with fuchsia, group 2 with the African violet, group number 3 with the cactus flower, group number 4 with the tuberose, and group number 5 with the wisteria. If you guys need a moment to meditate on which pile is calling your name, you guys are free to do that right now. If you want to pick more than one, you guys are indeed welcome to do so. Once you pick your pile, you can check out the description box where I've left you timestamps for when your reading will start. And with that, everybody, I will see you in your reading. Hello, group number 1. Welcome to the reading for your first date. I'm going to go ahead, you guys, and skip the zodiac dice for now. I do feel like it tends to be a bit distracting for people when it is right up front in the beginning of the reading. So we will revisit those later. As always, if you do want a personal reading, check out the description box around the first of the month. Can I please get a message for group number 1, their next first date? What will it be like? Group number 1 and their next first date. Group number 1 and their next first date. Okay. So first and foremost, group number 1, I do believe that there will be a second date based on what I'm seeing right now. So we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Conqueror of Swords, we have the Nine of Swords, we have the Lovers, and we have Love. I am, very interested in this energy. There's only one negative card here, and that negative card is the Nine of Swords. Because this is a first date, I'm not overly concerned about it. I do feel like first dates tend to be very nerve-wracking, which is what the Nine of Swords is referencing. So a lot of you guys are going to be experiencing butterflies on your first date with this person. You're going to be a bit nervous. I do believe that there will be some type of icebreaker conversation that gets you to a point where you feel more comfortable, because we do have, again, potential for the future and moving through difficulties. So I'm reading that very much as like you're going into the date nervous, you're a little scared, or you have butterflies. And then the conversation starts, and perhaps it's a little awkward in the beginning. Perhaps you don't know what to say. Perhaps they don't know what to say. And then as the conversation continues, there feels like there's this moment of, again, the ice being broken, and you kind of relax into a more comfortable conversation, and you can enjoy the rest of the date and be like excited and giddy. But starting us off at the top, we have the Lovers and we have Love. This tells me, again, if there were 2 cards to represent love at first sight, it would be these 2 cards. I will also say this, you guys, I do think it's important when I see this particular card come out, it's important for me to let you guys know that this card rarely comes out. This has come out a few times for personal readings. I'm not sure if it's come out more than one time for any type of public reading. So that is very interesting to me whenever it comes out, and I do think it's significant. I'm not telling you that you're going to be in love with this person by the end of the date, but I feel like a lot of you are going to come out of this date feeling like I can see myself falling in love with this person, or I can feel myself developing really strong feelings that may feel like love with this person. The Conqueror of Swords, again, is representing that ice-breaking moment where it's like, okay, we are on this date. We have to find our flow, essentially, is what I'm taking from the Conqueror of Swords. And then the Ace of Wands is just telling me that you guys see potential in this person. You see potential for a relationship to flourish. You see potential for growth. So I believe, based on the 5 cards that are here, it's very likely that there will be a second date for those of you who picked pile number 1, and that overall the date seems to be really positive, minus those feelings of like nervousness, which I would argue is relatively normal. Can we please get, okay, the 5 of coins. How will group number 1's their next first date go? Ruler of Wands. So there is a significant amount of physical attraction here. There are feelings of like, oh, he's so charming or she's so charming. Great, love that. I do want confirmation on the 5 of coins because that is a little bit heavier. Can we please get confirmation? 10 of coins, okay. There is a fear, you guys, of like putting too much in too quickly. I feel like a lot of you perhaps approach dating not from a negative headspace at all, but more from a practical headspace, right? Of like, I want to put myself out there. I want to be open. I want to do the best that I can. But at the same time, I don't want to overinvest, or I don't want to put all of my eggs into one basket. I don't want to emotionally attach before there is some type of commitment. I'm essentially reading the 5 of coins and the 10 of coins as you're not going to throw your entire heart and soul into this person on the first date. Although, again, I feel like looking back, you may be able to recognize like, oh yeah, like those feelings of love or those seeds of love definitely started very early on, okay? Ultimately, you guys, I think my goal with this reading is I want to see if this relationship is headed, or this date is headed into a committed relationship. And so far, that is the energy that I'm picking up on, is that this is headed to something more seriously. Again, at the very least, a second date. So I think now would be a good time to move on to the moon. Can we please get some information for group? All right. Working through our fears. This is what I was stating when I was talking about the 5 of coins and just being like, hey, I'm putting myself out there, but I'm also going to be safe, or I'm also going to make sure that like I'm not overextending myself, or I'm not putting my entire heart and soul into something before it's solidified. We have you and your loved ones are safe, a new moon in Cancer, and conclusions are within reach. So I do feel like there's going to be very clear communication on this date. Again, for the vast majority of you, this is going to be a date that is going very well. And I wouldn't be surprised if most of you are going to get confirmation of the second date while you are still on the first date. So as you are saying goodbye to this person, I'm getting a sense that a lot of you are going to be like, not maybe necessarily you, but they will be like, hey, like, am I going to see you again? Like, we should set a second date, or we should talk about like what we're going to do the next time we see each other, or when we have availability to see each other again. To me, conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse, this feels like intentions for the future, intentions to move things along. You and your loved ones are safe. Again, I'm almost seeing this as that settling into the conversation, or settling into the flow of the date. I don't know if any of you guys have ever experienced like really uncomfortable first dates. I know I personally have, where there is no comfort, where there is no like, oh, like I'm enjoying this conversation, or I'm feeling comforted by this person. Obviously I've had dates that feel very comfortable, but I feel like it's so evident and it's so obvious when there's like, oh, like I just have to go. I just want to like leave this as soon as possible. So it's very likely for you guys, the energy that I'm picking up here, that this date is going to perhaps feel like it's super short, even if you are spending like hours and hours with this person. Can I get a message for group number 1 regarding their, oh, okay. We have grounding. The beginning is where you need to be. Okay, this is enjoying the moment, right? Not getting too caught up in the like like overthinking process of a first date and trying to just enjoy the moment for what it is. Being intentional, but not allowing yourself to fall into the mindset of like, okay, well, if this person isn't willing to get married to me in the next 3 months, then I need to just kick them to the curb, right? This very much feels like being grounded in the moment, being centered, being present throughout the date. Okay, we have true feelings. Within you is all you need to know. And then one more. Compassion, tread a little more tenderly. So there may be conversations that are obviously more intimate. And when I say intimate, I just mean not surface level, right? Like conversations that perhaps are a little bit heavier or more serious or personal taking place. And there may be a need to show more compassion during those moments of having those conversations. I do feel like feelings are developing within this first date. I do feel like you're going to leave the date, like I said, feeling excited about this person and like you see potential in the future with them. I think the number one piece of advice I can give to you throughout this first date is essentially just like be present. Really try to just soak up the moment and be grounded, or as grounded as you possibly can be. Okay, now I want to start understanding if this is leading to a relationship. Okay, so we have butterfly. You will meet a new love interest at a party or a night out. This is so funny. Friendship. This connection is based on friendship. It may never develop into romance. So at the very least, you guys, you are leaving this first date with a friend. However, both these cards are saying different things, right? This card right here is saying like this may never turn into anything other than a friendship, which I think a friendship obviously is still so incredibly valuable. But the butterfly showing up is literally saying you're gonna meet a new love interest at a party or a night out, which that leads me to believe that there's, again, potential for a relationship blossoming, specifically for those of you who meet this person while you are at a party or on a night out. And then we have trust. Guard your heart. Not everyone deserves your trust. And I do feel like you guys are going into this with that in mind. A desire to be open, a desire to like really put yourself out there, but at the same time, just being aware and being cautious. Is this leading to a relationship? Okay, so yes. Yes, I feel like for a lot of you, the answer is yes. Again, for some of you, the answer is going to be it's leading to a friendship, which is still, I think, a really valuable thing to have in your life. But ring showing up to me does represent a relationship, or at least some type of understanding that we are monogamous, or some type of understanding that we are only going to be dating each other for the time being, or some type of commitment, right? A symbol of love, union, soul connection, secret help, keeping secrets, anonymous goodwill. And then one more. Is this going to be leading to a relationship? Okay, so we have friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. That is so funny that friendship has shown up for you guys twice. I think it's so interesting because friendship, I don't think, is something that comes up very often, especially in love readings. But what I will say with this, again, is something I've already said. This is either going to be someone that you are main friends with and someone that you are able to have a very friendly relationship with, or this is going to be a relationship that blossoms from a friendship, okay? I feel like the foundation of this first date is friendship. The foundation of this first date is genuinely enjoying this person for who they are, finding them interesting or funny or perhaps very intelligent. Maybe you're attracted to that in a friend. Maybe this person's really reliable or kind, generous, right? This person possesses qualities that not just that you're like, oh, I want to date this person because they're attractive or they're this or they're that, but they are a good friend. There is a baseline of this person being a good friend and you guys having a solid foundation of a friendship here, okay? All right, I'm going to get a few messages from this person and then I'm going to let you guys go, group one. I'm scared. I do definitely think that there is fear or nervousness going into this first date, which again, I think is pretty normal. You make me feel things. And then let's get one more. I remember you. So for some of you, this very well could be like a friend that you had in high school or in college that you are going on this date with. Maybe you haven't seen them for a while. For others of you, this person's just going to feel very familiar. Again, once that ice break moment takes place, there's going to be this sense of like, oh, I feel comforted, or I feel like safe and secure within this date or within this conversation. And then you make me feel the things. The number one thing I'm taking from this entire reading is that you will leave this first date feeling like you have developed some type of emotional connection with this person, and that there is potential for the future, and there is a desire to see where things are going further or later on. There is a possibility for, it feels very much 50-50 to me, that some of you are ending up in a relationship with this person with the rings, a symbol of love, and others of you are going to end up having a really beautiful friendship with this person. So regardless, group number one, I feel like this is a win-win in my book. I hope that today's message was helpful, group number one. Thank you guys so very much. I'm sending you so much love, and that is all I've got. So bye. Hello, group two. If you picked this pile, I will not be doing a message for you today. Thank you so much for having a desire to let me read for you. Perhaps check out another reading. This is something new that I'm implementing into each, maybe not each reading, but every once in a while, I think it's important just to state that like, this reading may not be for you. And if your intuition is calling you to pile number two, then perhaps this just means that this message is not a message that you need to hear right now or that you're ready to hear right now. So thank you, group two. I do love you guys. I do hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day ahead. And for now, that is all I have. Hello, group number three. Welcome to your guys' reading. We're going to go ahead and get started. As always, if you do want a personal reading, I have those available on the 1st of every month. Can I get a message for group number three regarding what? Oh, okay. What is happening on their first date? What can they expect from their first date? So generosity, group number two. You can expect generosity on your first date. You can expect the person that you are on this date with to be somebody who we can consider successful, or someone who we can consider accomplished. This is going to perhaps be a very balanced first date, or a first date where we feel very balanced. Okay, this feels, again, very to the point. I don't feel like there's much more to say on that. This person is successful or very accomplished. Maybe you're leaving the date feeling like the date went well. I feel like you both are putting in a similar amount of effort. I do believe that this other person is going to be generous with you, or you're choosing to be generous with this other person. We have the 8 of Swords and the 5 of Cups. So initially seeing the 8 of Swords, you guys, to me, I'm reading that as this feeling of, oh, I didn't realize like 2 hours have gone by. Like we have to, maybe you're going on a date on a Thursday and you're like, it's a school night, I need to go home. So you're disappointed to see that the time has flown by really quickly. That's kind of how I'm seeing the 8 of Swords. It feels like, oh, I'm stuck. My hands are tied. I can't move. It doesn't feel like a bad thing on this first date, obviously. It feels more so of this feeling of like, oh man, like I don't want it to end. Like I'm sad. I wish that I could just stay here. The 5 of Cups also feels like it's lending to that energy of like disappointment about the date ending. I do want confirmation on both these, you guys, because they do tend to be a little bit heavier, and I just want to make sure that I'm reading the energy correctly. Oh, okay. So we have the Sovereign of Cups. That is emotional maturity and handling things with emotional grace. We have the 3 of Swords. This is heartbreak and sadness. The thing is, guys, it's a first date. So do I think that you're being heartbroken on a first date? Not necessarily, no. Again, I'm going to pull one more, guys, just because I'm reading this as being sad that the date is ending. Or I'm reading this as feeling like the time has flown by really quickly. So we're not literally disappointed, but like kind of disappointed that things, like we can't sit and talk for longer. It feels like things are almost moving too quickly. Regarding like we've ran out of time to be with each other, or we've ran out of time with our conversation or with this or with that. It doesn't feel like there's enough time. So let's get a little bit more confirmation. Can I get confirmation on the Six of Swords? Oh, ooh. Okay. So this is interesting to me. The reason being is because I was looking at this and I was like, okay, like I get it, like being sad, like having a good first date, right? Feeling like it went really well, that you both are putting in the same amount of effort, or that you both are meeting each other where you're at. There's generosity flowing within this date. So it's like, why would we be sad about it ending? Or why would we be sad or disappointed? I feel like you and this person live further away than desirable. Does that make sense? Like, I don't feel like this is necessarily a long distance relationship or a long distance date, although it could be for some of you. I feel what's more likely is that a lot of you are meeting up with this person and you really like them and you're like, dang, I like you. It sucks that you live 40 minutes away, or it sucks that you live on the other side of town, or that you're constantly traveling for work, or this or that. It just feels like there's disappointment regarding the time, regarding the travel, okay? It could also be for some of you that this person perhaps is in the process of moving, or you're in the process of moving, which is making the connection more difficult, or making like being able to see each other again more difficult. I want to get more because this is very interesting to me. Can I get, okay, we have the High Sage. There are positive aspects to this date. There are negative aspects to this date. I think the negative aspect to this date is, again, the time availability or the time management. Not having enough time to see each other, or not feeling like this relationship can go anywhere, or this date can progress into a relationship because of a lack of time, or because of a lack of availability. We have the Eight of Coins. This is a lesson that we have to learn over and over and over again. Interesting. Oh, okay. Ace of Coins, potential. That's the thing. Okay, so this is why this is sad. Not because it's a literal, like, sad first date, but more so just because we really like this person. And we see a lot of like, oh, like they're really ambitious, or they're really sweet and kind and generous. They're respectful. There's really positive qualities here, but it does feel like the timing is off, or the availability regarding our work schedules or where we live, it feels like a complication, which is difficult. But again, we're seeing this person as potentially like a golden opportunity. Okay. Let's see what we can get from the moon. Have faith in your dreams, a waxing moon. Oh, surrender to the divine. One more from the moon on this first date. Show the world the real you. I do feel like you guys are in this mindset of like being really comfortable with this person, or feeling like you can be comfortable with this person. Like you can be silly, like you can be goofy. Have faith in your dreams. This is almost feeling, I don't want to say right person, wrong time, because I don't know. I guess you guys don't need to know my personal feelings on that. But the point is, this feels like we have to work to see each other. So in the process of being like, okay, are we going to see each other again? It's like, are you available on this day? No, I have this. Are you available on that day? I can do it at this time. And you're like, oh, well, I can't do it at that time. It just feels like we have to put in extra effort, or there's extra steps to being able to make it fluid, which going to have faith in your dreams, if you want it bad enough, you can make it work, or you can meet this person halfway. I just think that, again, perhaps the availability, and it's not just them. I want to make this super clear, you guys. It's not just this person. that is so busy and doesn't have time to date. It's also like you, right? It's also your schedules just feel a little bit conflicting, or where you live is just, again, in opposite directions. So I think that this could be a successful like continuation of a like going on a second date, going on a third date, but I just feel like we have to put in a little bit more effort, which may be sad because I think that you really enjoy being around this person, you enjoy conversation with this person, but it just feels like the effort we have to put in is a little bit greater. Can I get a message for group number 3? We have a peony. This is health. Focus on all parts. Focus on all parts to make the whole. Okay. We have birds of paradise, self-acceptance. You are so much more. Let's get one more. Cactus flower, endurance. Okay. So that's what this is going to require, you guys. And some of you just want like an easy, like convenient relationship, which is so fair. So whether or not this turns into a like blooming romance is really just going to depend on each and every one of you on an individual level. Like, are you willing to like commute to see your boyfriend or commute to see your girlfriend? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to like make your schedule a little bit more flexible in order to have this relationship? Because I do see health, right? I feel like this has potential to be a healthy connection. But it just feels like there's a bit of endurance that's required in order to enjoy the health of that connection. So hold on, you can do this. Let's get some more on this first date. Any more information? We have a Juliet, inner strength and independence is showing up here. Okay. We have protection. Why was I saying it like that? Protection, kindness, and undertake. And then we have a dream, prophecy, hint, guidance, oracle, reveal, symbolize. Interesting. So I do feel like there are really positive, like initial impressions of this person. And it's not that I think that you guys are, I think it's possible that some of you guys are experiencing like repeating numbers or patterns prior to the initial meeting of this person. And perhaps that is persuading you one way or another, but regardless, that's here. Okay. Take that for how you will. I do want to go ahead and move forward. Can we get some more information on this first date? Okay. So make time to be with your person. Create your own special hideaway. We have individuality. Be wary of possessive partners. Maintain your individuality. And we have connection. Love is the bridge connecting souls. Cherish those connections. Can we get a little bit more for group number 3? We have healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed at this very moment. Oh. Yeah, only time will tell. Group number 3. I do believe that there is a lot of potential here within this connection. I do feel like this first date is going good. It feels like you're leaving the date with positive feelings. The disappointment or the like, oh man, like that kind of sucks, is just the fact that it is going to require, again, a bit more maneuvering or planning in order to make this connection work. If you both are in that place of being willing to do that, that's great. I think it's very likely you will then see each other again and make the effort, obviously. But for some of you, it may just be too much, which is, again, understandable. Overall, though, this feels like a positive first date. This feels like a really positive first date. And the negative aspect of it does seem to be like the timing of it. Okay. Can we please get some final messages regarding this first date? I'm so happy that I found you. It could very much feel, you guys, that there is this feeling of like, oh, like I'm happy that I went and I did that, or I'm happy that I met this person. I'm happy that we got to experience this or got to know each other a little bit more. Will you marry me feels so intense. I obviously don't think you are getting proposed to on this first date. And we fit together like puzzle pieces. That's really sweet. So there is a desire here to move this forward. I really think, again, it's just going to be up to each of you on an individual level on whether or not you have the time and the availability to overcome, right, the bridge that perhaps is separating you. I feel like if you both are able to meet each other halfway on this bridge, then this very much has the ability to turn into a beautiful relationship. But until that is figured out or worked through, I think right now we're going to leave this message here with only time will tell. All in all, though, I do think this is going to be a positive first date. I do think you're going to be really excited about this person. I'm sensing that they're going to be really excited about you as well. So yeah, that is what I have for you guys. Group number 3. Thank you guys so very much for allowing me to do this reading for you today. I'm sending you guys so much love, and that is all I've got. So bye. Hello, group number 4. Welcome to your guys' reading. Before we get started with our shuffle, if you want a personal reading, check those out in my description box. I do restock you guys on the 1st of every month. With that, can we get group number 4's first date? Their next first date. What is it going to be like? What's the vibe? Okay, we have the 4 of Swords, we have the Pillar, and we have the Hierophant. Okay. Stability. Taurus energy here with the Hierophant. We also have our beautiful Empress here. And then the 4 of Swords. Okay. So this is what I'm going to say, you guys. This, to me, right, the Hierophant and the Empress showing up, that feels like masculine and feminine energy. So somebody on the date is going to be very masculine. Someone on the date is going to be very feminine. And I'm not just talking about, right, like, oh, like I'm talking about hyper masculinity, hyper femininity. That is the energy I get from both these. I do feel like the masculine person who is going on this date is taking it very seriously. It's not that the feminine is not taking it seriously. It just feels like the masculine person is taking it quite seriously. I believe that they have a desire to go on this date because there is intention behind what they're doing. There's intention behind going on the date. I'm convinced one of you is going to be at least a little bit late. At least a little bit late. Why am I saying that? The 4 of Swords is talking about rest, a need to recharge. So automatically, like, what's coming up is, I don't know if either of you drive an electric vehicle. It could be that, like, you need to charge your electric vehicle. It could be that your phone is dying, their phone is dying, and there's a need to literally recharge. Maybe one of you is taking a nap right before the date. So there's almost this like, oh, I overslept a little bit, or like, oh my gosh, like I need to, there could be traffic. I don't know. That's just what I'm seeing with that 4 of Swords. It feels like somebody is a little bit late. Can I get... Beautiful. Okay. Like I said, you guys, I believe that the masculine person here has very, very clear intentions. I think their intentions through this date is like, are you going to be somebody that I can spend my life with? Are you like, I think this person right here, this Hierophant, is looking for their life partner. This Hierophant is looking for the person that they are going to marry, the person that they're going to have kids with, the person that they're going to live life with. That's what this person's looking for. That's their intention. It's not to say that they're going into the date trying to put pressure on you to magically become this person, but their intentions with dating are simply the fact that they are looking for something serious. So 10 of Cups, this is having complete and total emotional happiness. This is usually represented by a husband and a wife and their child, looking at their life, appreciating everything that they've built, appreciating everything that they have created. So you guys could have more serious conversations like that on this first date of like, do you want kids? Do you want marriage? Do you want, like, what are your intentions? I wouldn't be surprised if those of you who picked pile number 4, you're perhaps a little bit more mature or a little bit older, and you're in that phase of life where you're more ready for conversations like that early on. Okay. We have the Conqueror of Coins. So I want you guys to be aware, again, that this person is very intentional with going on this date, with pursuing this connection. The Conqueror of Coins is a card that's representing having a goal, having a vision in your mind of like where you want to go or what you're wanting to accomplish, and you are moving towards that goal. The thing that I personally appreciate about the Conqueror of Coins is the fact that the Conqueror of Coins, when they are set out to accomplish something, they do take their time to make sure that they do things properly before proceeding. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea. I know sometimes like that could take longer than desired, but I do feel like this tends to be a little bit more stable, which is why I personally appreciate this energy. So although I believe that this Hierophant on the date is intentionally dating because they are seeking a life partner, they are not going to push the date in a direction of like, you have to commit to me by the end of the date, or you have to let me know like what you want right now. Like I feel like this person is very willing to allow things to evolve naturally. I don't think this person wants to put pressure or rush anything, but the intentions are clear. Okay, can I have a message? This does feel like a little bit more of a serious date, you guys. I feel like the other dates that we've done so far for the readings, I felt a little bit more fun, a little bit more lighthearted, and this feels not negative at all, just very serious. So we have the Anchor here. Okay, can we get another? We have Justice. So again, very, very clear intentions are here, you guys, with the Anchor. The Anchor is very masculine energy. Again, showing up, this is leadership energy. This is going to be somebody who perhaps is very driven and ambitious. The Anchor, the Emperor, essentially is connected to the Empress. These are counterparts. So I do feel like you and this person are going to have a lot in common. I feel like the way I'm describing them is very serious and like, again, intentional. However, I think when we break down less foundational elements of this person, I think that you two are going to have a lot in common or share a lot of similar opinions, similar views. So yeah, we do have Justice here as well. Now on a first date, this is just talking about the date being equal, the date feeling very give and take. This would be the equivalent of like going on a date, right? And you're asking them questions. They're asking you questions. The conversation feels balanced and equal and not like just focused on one person. So I do like that as well. This also is like fairness, kindness. This is Libra energy, Aries energy. Okay, let's get one more. Oh, okay. We have the Four of Coins, Temperance, which is again balance, and I need one more card. Oh, the Sun. Beautiful. This is a successful first date, you guys. I believe for you guys, group number 4, that you guys are for sure getting a second date, or the intentions again, or at least to go on a second date. I wouldn't be surprised if this person doesn't even, like, I don't think they just go on dates silly-willy. Like, they go on dates when they're like, I believe that I could like this person. I don't know if there's like a phone call that you guys are going to have prior to the first date, or if you guys are going to be texting for a while prior to the first date, but that's kind of what it feels like. Like, the masculine person here, the Anchor, the Hierophant, they are vetting the people that they date out before they're vetting them? Yes. Why am I like confusing myself? This person's going out of their way to make sure that they're not just going on a date with anybody. This person's going out of their way to make sure that they have at least like a conversation or like a vibe check before they go on a date. So the Four of Coins is talking about protection. So although I do believe you both are still going to have your walls up, I think that is slowly going to be disarmed as the date continues. Because we do have the Sun, and the Sun is representing very powerful energy of success and happiness. So you're both leaving the date feeling very happy and satisfied with how things have turned out. So with that, let's go ahead and get some moon cards. Can we get Ooh, expect powerful change. For some of you, this is going to lead to a relationship. I feel very strongly about that based on a few different cards. The Ten of Cups, the Sun, the fact the Hierophant, the Anchor, and the Empress are all here. These, and the Conqueror of Coins even, this is indicating to me that this is moving towards a relationship. This is moving towards commitment. This is moving towards something really positive. Expect powerful change. If this person was going to be nothing and you were just going to go on one date with them and they meant nothing, then I don't, right? Like, what is that? I don't think that, how are they bringing change into your life if they are one and done, a one-hit wonder, right? A win-win outcome is forecast. Again, I feel very positive about the outcome of this date. I think it is leading to something very solid. A new romantic cycle begins. I love that. This is the first pile that I'm like, for all of you, I feel so excited because again, it feels like the person you're going on a date with has a very clear vision. It doesn't seem like there's any hiccups or any like, oh, like I like you but this, or I like you but that. It feels like, no, I think that we're aligned. Like, I want to see where this goes. I want to continue moving down this path with you. Can I have a message? Yeah, we have eager, immediate action. I do think that this person is going to have a desire to take more immediate action than not to see you again. I think they're going to take the initiative to be like, let's plan something out. Let's see each other. Like, let's figure out like where we're going, what we're doing. Not in a way, again, that is pushy or putting pressure on you, but in a way that's like, I am trying to put in initiative, or I'm trying to show you that I am serious about what I've said, and I'm not just talking to talk. I also want to point this out, you guys. This does not pop up, but the appointment, the engagement, marriage proposal is here at the bottom of the deck, which I find very interesting. We have falling in love, enchanting love. I would not be surprised if this person is going to be the next person that you're falling in love with, group number 4. Okay. With that, can we get charisma? Love flows to you. Radiate charisma and charm. We have long distance. Love knows no distance. It can transcend time and space. I don't think that this is a long distance relationship for the vast majority of you. However, for a lot of you, it is possible that you're feeling like, oh, I've been single forever, or I've been going on date after date and everyone sucks. So maybe it has felt like it's been a long time since you've had a good first date. And in meeting with this person, right, there's almost this feeling of like, okay, this was worth the time that it took to get here. And then we have anticipation. Embrace the sweet anticipation of love's arrival into your life. It is coming. That feels very certain, very sure. Okay, can we please get, a flower? We have tuberose. This is desire. Be certain of where you place your passion. So I do feel like this is going to be a date that feels incredibly intense, not just based on the conversations that you guys are having and like the seriousness of the conversations that you're having, but also on your physical attraction to one another. It does feel like a first date that is quite intense. And then we have foxglove. Ooh, be confident, be what you want to see. So you guys are feeling really, really positive going into this date. You're feeling confident, you're feeling sure of yourself. Perhaps you're looking in the mirror and you're like, damn, I look so good. Perhaps even on this date, this person is hyping you up or giving you a lot of compliments, right? Okay, just a few more. Oh, this heart deck is always so difficult to get in order. I don't want to make you guys wait, so I'm gonna just try my best. Can we please get, there we go, a message for group 4. Oh, can we please get a message for group 4 from secret admirer? Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. I believe very deeply, you guys, that when you go on this first date, the person you're going on the date with is going to feel like very intensely towards you, more so than what they're showing. They feel sure about this moving towards commitment, in my opinion. And then we have surrender. At times, we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. Okay. Final messages for group number 4 regarding this first date. Oh, okay. I miss you, but I lie to myself. This person may feel like they're having a hard time. Like after you guys say your goodnights or after you guys go your separate ways, it may be like, I want to text them right away, or I want to like, again, see them tomorrow, and they don't want to come off too strong. I feel very strongly, you guys, that this person is going to do their very best to be like, I don't want to scare them away. I don't want to be too much. I don't want to overdo it. I want to give them space, but I also want them to know that I'm extremely interested in seeing them again. I'm extremely interested in pursuing this further. I don't think they're lying to themselves. I think they're trying to exhibit like self-control. Passion. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a rather passionate first kiss on this date. Could be more for some of you as well. I adore you. Well, there's that group number 4. I'm honestly so excited for you guys. When you go on this date, please come back to this video and let me know how excited you are or how happy you are. Like, I'm so incredibly excited for this group. That is all I have. Thank you guys so much. I'm sending you love. I hope you enjoy the rest of your beautiful day. And that is all I've got. So, bye. Hello, group number 5. Welcome to your guys' reading. As always, if you guys do want a personal reading, check those out on in my description box on the 1st of every month. That is when I have them available. Can I please get a message? Ooh, okay. We're a little shy. Group number 5. There's a little bit of shy energy showing up for you guys on your first date. Can we please get a message for group number 5 regarding their first date? Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the 2 of Cups, and the Sovereign of Coins. Okay, so the Sovereign of Coins is representing balance between work and personal life. This is being really ambitious, but still like loving and caring and putting energy towards your personal life. The 2 of Cups is 2 soulmates coming together, 2 people who decide they want to do life together. They want to share, they want to mix their cups and create one. The Wheel of Fortune is talking about fate. Fate is not good or bad. Fate is very neutral, you guys. Sir. Let's get more. Can I please get... Oh. You guys are having so many major arcana cards pop up for you, which I find very interesting. We have the Magician and we have the Chariot. Let's get confirmation first on the Chariot. The Fool. Oh, okay. Okay. So your next first date, you are going to a location that you have not been before, or they have not been before. I don't think that there are car issues, but it may just be like, again, not being from this area or not being familiar with the restaurant or the bar or the lounge or the coffee shop, whatever, wherever the date is. Like having a lack of familiarity with the environment. Or with parking, okay? Which again sounds silly, but like that's what I'm getting with the Fool and the Chariot. It feels like we're having an issue finding parking, or we're having an issue with our car, or the environment that we are in is so unfamiliar that there's this sense of like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm supposed to go. This is interesting. The Magician showing up tells me that like we have the tools that we need to get the desired outcome that we want. So that's like confidence, being sure of yourself, being able to handle this first date despite perhaps feeling a little bit nervous. Oh, okay. We have the 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups is okay. And the 9 of Cups is happiness. I'm almost seeing this as 2 different perspectives, guys, okay? So it's like one of you feels really happy and satisfied with how the first date went. And you're like, I'm excited to see them again. I feel like that went really well. And then the other person isn't unhappy, but they are kind of neutral about how the first date went. Or they're kind of like, I don't know I don't know what I want to do moving forward. Like, I don't know if I want to see this person again, or I don't know like what the proper reaction is. It's neutral. The Four of Cups is an offer that we don't know if we want to take. It's kind of like meh. So, and I do think, I will say this, you guys, I do believe that there is a possibility, right, to go on a first date with somebody and maybe that person at first, like, you just don't get their personality, or maybe they're having a bad day, or maybe you're having a bad day, or maybe like there's a million and one reasons why a first date could go bad. And that reason is not always because this person sucks, right? Like, that's not always the reason. Sometimes, obviously, but not always. So that's how I'm reading this. I'm reading this as like each of you are walking away from the date with different perspectives. I do believe that there's potential here for this like soulmate, like, oh, like cross-starred lovers. Like, it feels very much like a fated event for you and this person to meet. Okay. And that's really all I'm getting from the tarot. Like, it feels like this is supposed to happen. You guys are supposed to meet each other. You both are walking away from different or with different perspectives on the date. One of you feels more excited. The other person doesn't feel not excited, but they just feel like meh. I do think there's a little bit of nerves here, or a little bit of like, oh, I'm a little nervous to go on this date. Maybe just social anxiety in general. Okay. And then there's also like someone here who's feeling very confident and like they have the tools that they need and they feel very sure of themselves. So, okay, I'm going to pull one more. The Eight of Wands, things moving very quickly. So it may feel like there's not enough time on the date. Like, maybe you guys are meeting in the middle of the week or on a Sunday, and it's like you're meeting at 7 and you're like, I want to get home by 9, and it takes this long to find parking, and it takes this long to order food, and maybe things just feel a little bit rushed. So perhaps that's why, right? One person feels really good about it and the other person is unsure. Okay, let's continue. I also want to state this, you guys, because I could just hear the comments already. I don't know if this is you or if this is you. I don't know if this is them or if that's, like, I don't know who's who. So it could be that your date is really excited about you and you're kind of just like, meh, I don't know. Like, they seem okay. They seem nice enough. Your commitment is being tested. What I would say to you guys, I guess the advice I would give in this situation is just follow your intuition. At the end of the day, like, never go on a second date with somebody out of pity. Never go on a second date with somebody because you're like, I feel obligated to. If your gut is telling you not to do something, I personally would just listen to that. Like, you don't need a reason, guys. You really don't. You don't need a reason to be like, oh, well, they're nice, so I should just see them again. You don't need to do that. Don't let your past hold you back. You don't do that if you don't want to or if it doesn't feel right. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node, this is something we have to let go of. And then we have Taurus, a full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. Interesting. Okay. Can we get some more information on this first date? Flirt and seduction, a metaphor for love. So there's flirtatious energy, seductive energy in the air. We have a dark deal, wrong decision, incorrect direction again. What is so funny about this is I think that this is talking about finding parking again, or like being in a new location. And maybe that's what's throwing either your vibe off or their vibe off. It's not even the date itself. It's like being flustered because we're a little bit late and we're having issues finding the restaurant, or issues finding this because we're in an unfamiliar area. And perhaps it's just throwing you off or throwing them off a little bit. But I don't think there's a dark deal. I think the dark deal is like deciding to go somewhere that we're not really familiar with. And then we have a romantic night. Okay. So a romantic night, okay, an entanglement and an adult encounter. So I do think that sometimes when we introduce intimacy, my personal opinions aside, when we introduce intimacy early on, I do think sometimes it can be very polarizing, right? Like, one party can be like, oh my God, that was amazing. That was beautiful. That was like, oh. And the other person will be like, meh, It was fine. So if we are introducing like physical intimacy early on, that could be the cause of like not having 100% clarity on how we're proceeding with this. That's just what I'm seeing with this, you guys. If we are implementing the adult encounter, that could be a cause for things being a little bit confused or unsure moving forward. For those of you who are like, I'm not doing that on the first date, totally understandable. I think that this romantic night, this romantic entanglement is literally just talking about the night itself being romantic. You guys flirting, you guys having chemistry. That's the thing, is I do see chemistry here. I do see like an enjoyment of the conversation, an enjoyment of this other person. So I'm not sure why there is this like, I don't know what I want to do, or I feel hesitant, or I feel unsure. It could just be nerves. At the end of the day, it could just be nerves and being like overthinking conversations, or overthinking this or overthinking that could be the cause of like the uncertainty. Okay. We have abundance. Open your heart to receive the abundant love the universe has to offer. And then we have settling. And this is where our struggle is, guys. We are trying to open our hearts, right, to the love, but then we're also trying to be like, I don't want to settle. And everybody should always, forever and ever, avoid settling for less than you deserve in love. I will never ever tell anyone to settle for less than what they want. I think it's far better to be alone than to be unhappy with somebody, and I think that's unfair to you. I think it's unfair to the other person. So never settle, but also do open yourself up to love. So again, maybe if your intuition is not screaming at you to avoid this person, maybe give them a second chance, maybe go on a second date with them and see if things feel a little bit different. Sometimes it really does just take that second date to really figure out like, oh, I do feel more excited about this, or I do feel more certain about this. Boundaries. Love may challenge your boundaries. Protect them. Always protect your boundaries, you guys, obviously. Like, don't, like I've been saying, do not feel like you owe anybody anything regarding this date. You don't owe anybody anything. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You don't have to ever see this person again if you don't want to. But if you're open to it, I do think that there's potential here for this to be something exciting. Can we please get... So we have longevity, plan for and take the dedicated path, and then we have peace, be calm and calm will come. Optimism, look up and look brightly. So I do think that there's a lot of like positive energy, or a lot of, I shouldn't say that, positive potential. There's a lot of positive potential between you and this next person you're going on a date with. Ultimately, you guys, again, I just don't feel comfortable telling you what to do with your life or what direction you should go. This really does more so feel like a date that is up in the air. It feels like there's potential for things to blossom. There's potential for things to get more intense or more exciting, for a connection to grow. But that's not going to be the case for all of you. Some of you are just going to be like, no, like I don't want to do that. I don't want to see this person again. I don't want to A, B, and C. And that is valid. So ultimately what I'm getting from this is, yes, there's potential. Some of you I'm almost getting the sense of like, oh, this person's boring. And I think that's why I'm feeling like I want to encourage you to give them a second date, because I don't think that they're boring. I think that this person's stable. And I feel like perhaps on a second date, you'll be able to see their personality a little bit more. So I don't know, just be open to that idea. Maybe you guys, if you leave the date feeling like this person's boring, perhaps they're not boring. Perhaps they're just nervous and trying to be respectful and like mindful on the first date. So yeah, so we have soulmate. This is the second time soulmate energy has come up for you guys. We have that soulmate energy again with the Two of Cups, but your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. And then look at yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. Okay, so like I said, guys, I think there's a lot of potential for this person to be somebody who you could have like a soul connection with, or you could have a deeper relationship with them that perhaps via the first date, that wouldn't be your first impression. Like, this definitely isn't a first date that's like love at first sight. This definitely isn't a first date where like you both leave the experience going like, I can't wait to see you again. And I can't wait, like, right. I don't think we're falling in love on the first date. I think we're going on this date. It's a good date. It's not a bad date. And we're left in this position of like, should I see them again? Should I not? If you feel safe to do so and your intuition is not calling for you to just block them, then I would encourage you to just give them the second date, or to go on the second date with them if you feel open to that, okay? Because there may be external factors that's causing the like lukewarm type of energy. Or this may just simply be more of a slow burn type of connection. So we have, I feel whole with you. I'm really sensing this energy of like peace and calm with this person. And some of you who pick this pile, you may look at that again as like boring or uninteresting. And I think the reality is like this person just has a lot of like grounded energy to provide. So you hold my heart, and then we have, I am captured by your beauty. So there is physical attraction here, I believe, on both sides. This is how I'm going to leave you guys. If you feel bored on the date, or you feel like the person is boring, and that is the only red flag that you are receiving, the cards would encourage you to give them a second chance. Go on a second date. If it continues to be that way, then obviously don't settle. I think this group is very split. For some of you, you will continue dating this person and your feelings will develop, and it is going to very much feel like that soul connection. And for others of you, you're going to be like, I don't want to see this person anymore. And that's acceptable and fine. So yeah, this very much feels like a wild card type of message, but I hope that this was helpful for those of you who received it. Thank you so very much for allowing me to read for you today. I'm sending you guys love, and that is all I've got. So bye.